Hello and welcome to my very first YouTube video. My name is Rohan and I work in the merchant name. If you are preparing for a second mate exams or just wanted to understand maritime safety better, you are in the right place. This channel is here to make a complex shipping topics simple and easy to understand. Starting with one of the most important safety rule at sea, that is LSA Code or Life Saving Appliances Codes. Let's learn how to keep ourselves and others safe on board. Let's understand what is LSA code. The LSA code is an international standard for life-saving appliances on ships. It tells us how safety equipment must be designed, built, tested and maintained. And it is a part of SOLAS chapter 3. It covers 7 chapters. Chapter 1 General, Chapter 2 Personal Life-saving appliances, Chapter 3 Visual signals, Chapter 4 Survival craft, Chapter 5 Rescue boat, Chapter 6 Launching and Embarkation appliances, Chapter 7 Miscellaneous appliances. Let's see the our first life-saving appliances, that is Lifebuoy. Lifebuoy are among the most fundamental personal life-saving appliances designed to provide buoyancy and support to the person in the water. There are key specifications for the Lifebuoy, like the outer dia of the Lifebuoy should not be more than 800 mm or 32 inches, and inner dia should not be less than 400 mm or 16 inches. Construction: it should be made up with an inherently buoyant material and it should sustain a drop of 30 meter or height of stowage, whichever is greater. Buoyancy: it should withstand 14.5 kg of iron in fresh water for 24 hours, and the mass of that Lifebuoy should not be less than 2.5 kg, and it should be fire resistant. It shall sustain burning or continuous melting after being totally involved in the fire for a period of 2 seconds. The minimum number of Lifebuoy should carry every vessel. For the cargo ships, if the ship's length is under 100, Lifebuoy should be 8. If length is 100 to 150, it's 10. If 150 to 200, Lifebuoy should be 12. If above 200, then Lifebuoy should be 14. For the passenger ships, if the length of the vessel is under 100, Lifebuoy should be 8. And if the length of the vessel is 100 to 150, it should be 12. For 150 to 200, it should be 18. And for 200 and above, it should be 24. Each Lifebuoy has a grab line for support. The dimensions of the grab line: it should be 9.5 mm diameter and length should be the 4 times outer dia of the Lifebuoy. Now let's see the Lifebuoy attachment enhancing visibility and retrieval. Lifebuoy are often equipped with an additional devices to increase their effectiveness in locating and retrieving person overboard, especially in the adverse condition or during night time. Self-igniting light: at least 50% of Lifebuoy must have these. Cannot be extinguished by water, and luminous intensity should not be less than 2 candela. And the flash rate of the self-igniting light should be 50 to 70 flashes per minute, and burning duration at least 2 hours continuously. And it also withstand drop test of 30 meter or stowage point, and the ignition light should be white. Next attachment is self-activating smoke signal. There should be 2 buoys with a light must have smoke signal emitting high visibly orange smoke. Duration of self-activating smoke signal should be at least 15 minutes, and no explosive ignition or flames during smoke emissions, and emit smokes even when submerged for at least 10 seconds, and it should withstand drop test of a 30 meter. Next attachment is buoyant lifeline. It should be at least 1 on each side with a buoyant lifeline, and the lifeline should not be kinking type. Diameter of that line should not be less than 8 mm. Breaking strength should not be less than 5 kilonewton. And very important note: proper distribution and clear marking of Lifebuoy and their attachment are essential. They must be readily available on both sides of the ship. which one is in vicinity of the stern, and 2 releasable from the breech for immediate deployment in a maneuverable situation. Now our next life-saving appliances is life jacket. Life jacket are crucial for individual survival in the water, designed to keep a person afloat and visible. The LSA code sets a stringent requirement for their performance and accessibility. 75% of unfamiliar users can don within 1 minute without any help, or users within 1 minute after demonstration. There are two types of life jacket. One is inflatable and second one is rigid. The color of the life jacket should be inherently orange in color and highly visible. It should be made up with an non-flammable material or synthetic buoyant material. The life jacket shall not sustain burning or continuous melting after being totally enveloped in a fire for 2 seconds, and it should allow the safe jumping into the water from 4.5 meter without injury, damage or dislodging. Buoyancy of the life jacket should not reduce by more than 5% after 25 hours in a fresh water, and it should be fitted with an whistle and light. Light should be a 0.75 candela intensity, and the duration should be 8 hours, and it should flash 50 to 70 flashes per minute. And the life jacket should keep unconscious person mouth 120 mm above water, body inclined at least 20 degree from vertical within 5 seconds. Now let's see carriage requirement of the life jacket. One for every person on board, and additional life jacket for watchkeepers in controlling stations like bridge, engine room and CPR. Spare life jackets to be placed at remotely located survival craft stations. Child life jacket, 10% of crew member or children, whichever is greater. And special arrangement for a person over 140 kg or 1750 mm chest girth. Next, the periodic maintenance system requirement for life jacket. Life jacket must be inspected, tested and maintained according to the manufacturer's instruction and SOLAS LSA code regulation. The maintenance includes checks of the life jacket physical condition, buoyancy, marking and completeness of the accessories such as whistle, self-igniting lights, reflecting tape or signal devices. An external visual inspection is conducted to verify there are no longer damage, rips or wear that could affect performance. Battery in the self-igniting lights and other electrical components are checked and replaced as needed. Daily and frequently visual checks by ship's crew and recommended to ensure life jackets are in place, intact and ready for use. But those serving at an approved facility is done on every 5-year cycle. Our next life-saving appliances is immersion suits. Beyond the standard life jacket, the LSA code addresses specialized personal protection equipment like immersion suit, designed for a special extended survival. Immersion suits are designed to protect individuals from hypothermia in cold water, allowing them to remain in the water for extended periods. For the carriage requirement of the immersion suit for every person on the ship and extra for watchkeeper, and it should be made up of an construction of waterproof material, and it should be donned without assistance within 2 minutes with life jacket. Cover entire body except face, withstand jump from 4.5 meter without water ingress and injury. And the immersion suits should allow swimming and climb a 5-meter ladder. It must resist burning or melting for a period of 2 seconds. If fully engulfed in fire, the suit must carry clear marking including manufacturer's size, donning instructions, accessories, approval authority and the serial number. Immersion suits come in insulated and non-insulated version with varying temperature protection capabilities. Exemptions may be granted for a cargo ships in warm climate 30 degree north to 30 degree south latitude, but the bulk carriers are never exempted. Regulator testing every 3 years, 2 years for suit over 10 years old is mandatory. Let's see periodic maintenance system for immersion suits as per SOLAS. Monthly inspection, check the condition of the suits and its stowage bag. Ensure that the suit is dry inside and out. Verify zippers open and close smoothly. Inspect any inflatable head support or buoyancy rigs by inflating quarterly to check the leaks. Check the reflective tapes, whistle, lights including expiry date. There is one special test that's called as air pressure leak test. It should be done every 3 years for a vessel old less than 10 years, and if the vessel is old more than 10 years, then it should be done annually. Our next life-saving appliances is anti-exposure suit. An anti-exposure suit is a specialized protective suit used primarily by rescue boats crew and marine evacuation system parties on ships. It is designed to provide a thermal protection, buoyancy and safety in harsh marine environment. It should be made up with an waterproof material. It must be provide inherent buoyant of at least 70 newtons. It must have a lateral field of vision of at least 120 degree. The suit should have a pocket for carrying a portable VHF telephones. The suit shall be made of an material that reduces the risk of heat stress during rescue and evacuation operation. It covers the whole body except the head and hands. Feet coverage may be permitted by the administration. Separate gloves and hood permanently attached to the suit shall be provided. The suit can be unpacked and donned without assistance without 2 minutes, and it must not sustain burning or continuous melting after being totally enveloped in a fire for 2 seconds. The suits must allow the wearer to climb up and down a vertical ladder at least 5 meters in length, jump feet first from height of not less than 4.5 meters into the water without injury or damage to the suits, swim at least 25 meters and board a survival craft, don a life jacket without assistant, perform all duties associated with the ship's abandoned assistant other, and operate a rescue boat. Periodic maintenance system of anti-exposure suits. Visual inspection should be done monthly, and checks for damage, zipper operation and accessories. Air pressure should be done every 3 years. Test seams or closure for leaks. And if the vessel is more than 10 years old or suit, the air pressure test should be done every 2 years. Repairs, if there is a need, then you can do the repairs according to the manufacturer's recommendation. Our next appliances is thermal protective aids and maintenance. Thermal protective aids provides an additional layer of a protection against hypothermia distinct from immersion suit and require specific maintenance routine to ensure functionality. TPA characteristics. It is a bag or a suit of waterproof material with a low thermal conductivity, covers the whole body except face. Maximum thermal conductance not more than 78,000 watts per meter cube Kelvin. Unpacked and donned easily without assistance. Permit removal in 2 minutes in water, and function properly in air temperature from minus 30 degree to plus 20 degree Celsius, and reduce conductive and evaporative heat loss. Let's see the difference between the immersion suit and the TPA. Immersion suit, protective suits, thermal protective aids are the bag with a low thermal conductivity. Immersion suits are made up of non-flammable waterproof material. TPA made up of an waterproof material. Immersion suits allow swimming and climbing. TPA can't swim or climb while wearing. Immersion suits can be buoyant and used as a life jacket. TPA are not buoyant. Immersion suits perform abandoned duties. TPA can't perform abandoned duties. Now let's move on to the pyrotechnics, that is visual signals. First pyrotechnic is a rocket parachute flare. Visual signals are critical for attaching attention and indicating distress. Rocket parachute flares are highly effective for long range signaling, especially in emergency. It should contain in a water resistant casing. Operational instruction should be clearly marked on the coating. It's integral means of ignition and comfortable to use. when fired vertically reaches an altitude of not less than 300 meter and at a near on the top of its trajectory ejects a parachute flare of a bright red color. Luminous intensity should not be less than 30,000 candela. Burning period should not be less than 40 seconds. Rate of descent not more than 5 meter per second. Visibility range day up to 10 mile, night up to 40 mile. The flares are essentially for long range visual signaling, particularly for attaching the attentions of a search and rescue units or other vessels at significant distance. Next, hand flares. Hand flares contain in water resistance coating. Operational instructions should be marked on the casing. Self-contained ignition means comfortable to use, bright in red color. Luminous intensity should not be less than 50,000 candela. Burning period should not be less than 1 minute. Continues to burn after 10 seconds. Immersion under 100 mm of water, and the visibility range should be 5 to 10 nautical miles. And the next is buoyant smoke signal. It should contain in a waterproof resistant casing. Operational instructions should be marked on that casing. No explosive ignition or abnormal flames. Emit highly visible smoke for at least 3 minutes in a calm water. No flames during smoke emission. Continues to emit a smoke after 10 seconds. Immersing under the 100 mm of water. Visibility range should be 2 to 3 nautical mile. The carriage requirement for a pyrotechnic. In a bridge, 12 rocket parachute flares, 6 hand flares and 4 buoyant smoke signal. And in lifeboats and life raft, 6-4-2 rule. Remember this: 6 hand flares, 4 rocket parachute, 2 buoyant smoke signal. And it expires 3 to 5 years from manufacturers. And if it is expired, inform the master, make a requisition, store securely, and disposable is carried out at licensed facility only, never throw at sea. Let's see other life-saving appliances for a critical support system, that is life throwing appliances, that is we can say LTA. It should be quantity should be at least 1, and that the location will be bridge. Capability: throw a line with a reasonable accuracy at least 230 meter in a calm water. Projectile minimum 4, each with a line. Line strength should not be less than 2 kN breaking strength. And instruction should be briefly instructed on the diagram for a use on that casing. And purpose: to pass a line the another ship or a shore point for a towing rescue. Another life-saving appliances is general alarm and public address system. General alarm sounds pressure level. It should be 80 dB in interior and exterior spaces and at least 10 dB above ambient noise. 75 dB in cabins, at least 10 dB above ambient noise. PA system in interior space 15 dB and at least 20 dB above speech interference level. In exterior space 80 dB and at least 15 dB above speech interference level. Purpose of the general alarm is the effective communication during emergency and drills. These systems are integral effect emergency responses, enabling rapid communication and aiding in difficult rescue scenarios. That's all for this video. In part 2 we will cover lifeboats, rescue boats, their PMS and launching procedures. Nautical safety isn't just about the passing your exams, it's about saving lives and being ready for anything at sea. Thanks for watching my first video. If it helped, please like, subscribe and share with your fellow cadets. Comment below for topics you want to cover next: safe sailing, successful studying.